We out here, live and lit in Dubai. You feel me? Dubai, baby. Wait, what time is it again? Hold up. Y'all see that? Look right there. That massive tower touching the clouds. They say it is one of the tallest in the world. Welcome back to Star. Hush, the place where the gossip is loud, the tea is always scorching, and the spotlight never cools off. Now let's talk, because sometimes it honestly feels like Sexyy Red knows exactly what she is doing. The way she pulls off these outrageous moments, it is almost like she is flipping the script just to keep everybody buzzing. And believe it or not, it is actually working. Sexyy Red just released her latest EP, In Sexy We Trust, but rather than letting the music do the talking, she went all in with a wild publicity push. This time, she took the show global. So here's what happened. Sexyy Red rounded up a crew of glam girls and jetted off to Dubai. On paper, it looked like a serious power move, a luxury escape dripping in opulence. But in reality, total disaster. What was supposed to be a lavish vacation quickly spiraled into a legal mess. From breaking strict dress code laws to getting caught turning up in public, they seem to defy nearly every rule Dubai holds sacred. And over there, things are not like back home. Dubai does not play when it comes to their laws. Word around the industry is that authorities stepped in fast, making it crystal clear that their behavior would not slide. So instead of headlines about her new music, Sexyy Red is trending for all the wrong reasons. And this storm, it is just beginning. But to really understand how we got here, we need to rewind. Because this downward spiral actually started a few weeks ago, when her public's image took a major hit. ChatGPT said, it all kicked off when a shocking list surfaced online and had social media in an uproar. Someone claiming close ties to rapper Gucci, yes, that Gucci, leaked a jaw-dropping post that sent shockwaves through the internet. It was a so-called receipts list, naming over 50 women Gucci allegedly had romantic or private encounters with this year. And right there at the very top, Sexyy Red. According to the post, this was not just a roll call of names. It detailed women Gucci had supposedly hooked up with, filmed private content with, or met for personal reasons. But here is where it took a dark turn. The post hinted at a serious health-related allegation, suggesting Gucci might have been battling a condition while all of this was going on. Now, to be fair, none of this has been confirmed. No one named, including Sexyy Red, has publicly validated these claims. But on social media, facts tend to come last. The moment this list hit the internet, it set off a wildfire of speculation, and Sexyy Red found herself right in the center of it. Things escalated fast. The whispers turned into full-blown headlines when rumors began circulating about her being linked to HSV. That one rumor alone shifted the conversation from gossip to full-on public scrutiny. It got so intense that Sexyy Red had to address it head-on. She went public, attempting to shut down the speculation and clear the air. But instead of putting out the flames, her statement only fanned them. And just when people thought it could not get more chaotic, another twist dropped. And this one came straight from someone too close for comfort. Her baby daddy entered the scene with claims that had the internet losing its mind. He jumped on Instagram and posted a message that instantly went viral. "Y'all favorite rapper?" he wrote. "She say she burning, so everybody getting burnt. You gotta be strong to be the side girl, cause it ain't for the weak, and I'm the weak." But he did not stop there. He claimed to have proof and went on to post what he called receipts, a screen recording of a phone call between him and Sexyy Red. The audio had her speaking in a tone that made listeners question everything. We are not here to confirm or deny what was really said or what it meant, but let us just say that clip got folks talking. A lot. The tone in that clip, every word, every breath, sent social media into a frenzy. People started acting like online detectives, rewinding and analyzing every single moment. Was it a confession, a cry for help, or just a messy misunderstanding blown out of proportion? The speculation grew louder with every share, and instead of celebrating her music or focusing on her EP rollout, Sexyy Red found herself drowning in accusations, viral audio, and non-stop internet drama. Then came the raw, emotional outburst from her baby daddy. His voice filled with frustration and hurt, He let it all out in a post that added more fuel to an already scorching fire. So for everybody, past or future, whoever tried to put that on me, let me be clear, I do not have that. My paperwork's coming. I ain't playing no games. I can back up everything I say, and I am not about to fake anything. If I come on here and tell y'all something, understand, I would never lie, especially not with my daughter's name on it. If I say young boy got that knee bad, I am standing on it. He ain't faking, and I ain't faking either. I am about to show y'all real paperwork so you can see the truth for yourself. I was trying to organize it all before just throwing it out there, but forget that. Y'all about to see the facts. Give me a second. That was the energy. Raw, emotional, defiant. Sexyy Red was no longer just defending her name. She was going to war with the internet, armed with promises of receipts and real talk. In the beginning, she was doing damage control, clapping back in comment sections, releasing statements, pushing back hard against every rumor and accusation that popped up. But at some point, everything shifted. Instead of ducking the drama, Sexyy Red decided to embrace it, fully. She stopped playing defense and turned the chaos into a kind of personal power move. The scandals, the clapbacks, the headlines, she started wearing them like a badge of honor. It was no longer about running from the mess. It became the brand. And that bold shift caught the internet completely off guard. One thing was certain. Love her or hate her, Sexyy Red knew how to keep the spotlight locked on her, and she was not backing down. Out of nowhere, she dropped a whole lip gloss line called Northside Princess. And the names of these glosses, let's just say they were wild and definitely had people talking. Instead of sweet or glamorous names, she went with shock value all the way. Glosses had titles inspired by, let's call them, medical terms. Names. That had folks doing double takes and wondering, is this for real? Some of the names included things like gonorrhea, yellow discharge, and even nut. Yeah, you read that right. And yes, that's what she really put on the label. She wasn't trying to be subtle. She was being deliberately outrageous. And that's exactly what got people locked in. Got a lip gloss brand. I got one called Yellow Discharge, like how girls be having yellow discharge, whole pink booty hole, brown juice, and juice is clear with silver glitter. Sexyy Red's new lip gloss line may have smelled sweet and sold fast, but the public reaction was anything but pretty. While some fans praised her as a marketing genius for thinking outside the box, saying the glosses smelled good and flew off shelves, the wider response turned sour, and fast. What Sexyy Red considered edgy and attention-grabbing quickly sparked intense backlash. Social media exploded with criticism. Many users were not just confused, they were genuinely offended. One commenter said bluntly, "You're losing me, Sexyy. This ain't it." Others criticized her for marketing something so controversial to an audience that includes a lot of young girls. One viral post read, "This is not appropriate for your fan base. A lot of teens listen to you. This sends the wrong message." Another person took it even further, saying, "If you're going to name glosses after STDs, at least throw in some condoms and an awareness brochure." The internet was lit up with opinions, and things only got messier when Charleston White jumped into the conversation. Never known to sugarcoat, Charleston used every opportunity to drag Sexyy Red. He accused her of being a toxic influence on young girls and slammed her for chasing clout with no thought about how her actions land. According to him, she was doing too much, and he did not mince words. He even mocked her openly, suggesting she had dealt with multiple STDs and claiming her image was just flat-out damaging. Others chimed in too, referencing past interviews, where she admitted to having chlamydia more than once. The criticism snowballed across platforms, and what began as a wild branding stunt turned into a full-blown controversy, with Sexyy Red right at the center of it all. Charleston White's harsh commentary about Sexyy Red only added fuel to an already blazing fire. He accused her of spreading a damaging spirit among young girls, comparing it to how gang culture once consumed young black boys. His message was loud. Sexyy Red, in his eyes, was not just controversial, she was dangerous. With all the backlash piling up, the clapbacks, the headlines, the public dragging, you would think Sexyy Red might take a breather. Maybe fall back, reset, or focus on her music. But no, that was not the move. Instead of cooling off, she turned up the heat with a whole new viral moment. This time, a wild caption on a video. Me at the doctor waiting on her to tell me why my coochie stink. Yes, she really posted that. The internet went nuts. People were floored. After everything, rumors about STDs, her baby daddy airing her out, and a full wave of public scrutiny. Most folks expected her to pivot, maybe clean up her image a little. But Sexyy Red does not do predictable. Instead of damage control, she leaned even harder into the shock factor. Then suddenly, silence. No new posts, no live streams, no clapbacks. For a minute, it seemed like she finally hit pause. Whispers started, swirling that she might be working on new music, maybe even an anthem for the fans who were still riding for her. The energy around her started to change. People were low-key rooting for a comeback. And then, boom, Dubai. Out of nowhere, Sexyy Red popped up in the desert, all smiles, turning up with her crew. Videos started circulating of her flexing, partying, and living her best life overseas. The timing? Wild. Nobody knew what she was actually doing out there. Was she booked for a performance? Hosting an event? Filming content? Just cooling off? Speculation ran wild. Some thought it was damage control disguised as luxury. Others believed she was flipping the narrative again, using the chaos to keep her name hot while pushing whatever was next. Whatever the truth was, one thing was clear. Sexyy Red was not hiding. She was still playing by her Oh Sexyy Red's Dubai trip started like a flex. A mic in hand, new tracks playing, fans hyped, and the vibe giving next-level rollout. At first, it looked like a strategic move. She had switched up the scenery, swapped chaos for what seemed like growth. Some people even gave her credit, saying, okay, she might be leveling up. Taking your brand global? That's not something every rapper does. But that glimpse of elevation? It was short-lived. Once the behind-the-scenes clips started rolling in, the tone flipped instantly. Sexyy Red went from music mode to madness real quick. She was out in the streets like it was Mardi Gras, screaming in malls, being loud, in places that are known for being anything but lenient. See, Dubai is not your typical party zone. It's got rules, real ones, and people do not play when it comes to respecting the culture. But Sexyy Red? She came with zero chill, and it got worse. She started posting about taking honey packs. Yes, the kind that boost, let's say, grown-up energy, and got way too turned on camera. The vibe was no longer boss chick on a brand run. It was chaos. The internet was floored. Then came even more viral clips. Her wildin' in cars, joking around with her crew, doing weird stunts, and acting in ways that had folks asking, does she even realize where she is? One clip had her giggling about farting on camera, like this was a regular Tuesday and not a highly conservative country. People were not laughing. The reaction was quick and sharp. This is not funny. This is reckless. In one video, she's shouting, over the city lights, saying things like, we outside with it, we in Dubai. Completely unbothered. Spinning in cars, waving to the camera, yelling, yeah, 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 like she was in a music video instead of one of the most tightly regulated places on earth. That carefree energy, it rubbed a lot of folks the wrong way. Sexyy Red might have thought she was just turning up, but the world saw something else. A wild PR disaster unfolding in real time, in a country that could have turned that recklessness into serious consequences. And the question hanging in the air was simple. Sexyy Red was in someone else's bed, yelling into the camera, clearly unfiltered and unbothered. They left me, she said. I can't even tell y'all where they went. I'm watching the room. She was high up, literally and figuratively, joking about being in the sky. But what might have been brushed off as silly antics in the US? In Dubai, it looked like she was treading on dangerous ground. Because here's the thing, Dubai does not play. Back in the States, Sexyy Red's over-the-top energy would be chalked up to internet clout, a wild laugh, maybe even a viral meme. But in Dubai, that kind of behavior does not just go viral. It raises red flags, fast. Social media turned from entertained to alarmed. People who understood how tight the laws are over there started sounding the alarm. She better chill before she ends up behind bars. The joke started drying up. Posts quickly shifted to caution. People were sharing warnings, not just about clout chasing, but the real-life consequences of her actions. One person refused to post the footage but said enough. To paint the picture, Sexyy Red, dancing in her underwear, twerking on a luxury car parked right in the middle of a street. What might be a hot girl moment in Miami looked like a serious legal problem in the UAE, and while some followers laughed, others were not amused at all. The mood shifted hard from "this is wild" to "this is dangerous." Critics started calling her out for being disrespectful, tone-deaf, and flat-out reckless. One user posted, "It's all fun and games until you're crying in a jail cell for public indecency." Others chimed in with real experience. "I lived in Dubai. Things have gotten more relaxed since the pandemic, but it's still nowhere near relaxed enough for someone to be out there half-naked, twerking on someone's Bentley." People weren't just concerned about the legal consequences. They were embarrassed, saying her behavior was not only a bad look personally, but also disrespectful to the culture and the people of Dubai. The message was clear: just because something goes viral at home does not mean it plays the same way abroad. You cannot bring the same chaos everywhere and expect applause. Dubai's laws are firm. Even public displays of affection, like holding hands or kissing, can lead to legal trouble. So Sexyy Red acting out in those streets? It was not bold, it was a gamble. One that people feared might end very, very badly. Imagine this: a whole crew running wild through the streets of Dubai, every crazy move caught on camera and blasted to millions online. And it is not just Sexyy Red acting reckless. Her whole squad is out here doing the absolute most, with zero filter or care for the local culture. Word on the street is that Dubai authorities have definitely caught wind of all this, and they are not thrilled. Sources say local officials are watching the group closely, especially after those viral clips started making the rounds. The vibe? Authorities might give a pass for now, but only if Sexyy Red tones it down and starts showing respect. Keep up this wild behavior, things could get serious very quickly. Some fans are unfazed, though. They think if she is bold enough to pull all this off in Dubai, she must have some kind of backup plan or connections protecting her. This get-out-of-jail-free card theory is floating around heavy, and, to some extent, it might hold water. Dubai's rules are strict, but enforcement can vary, especially for tourists or high-profile visitors. As long as Sexyy Red doesn't openly disrespect customs, argue with police, or push the limits too far, she might just skate by. People also say Dubai has loosened up a bit in recent years, trying to attract more tourists and global money. They want visitors to feel welcome, not scared. But relaxed does not mean lawless. Whatever the truth, one thing is clear: this Sexyy Red situation